Kamusta kaibigan? Welcome to the very first episode of Website Reviews with Ali. Today, we will be reviewing the website j-bea.com, a website owned by Jay Bea, a coach who helped new creators start and succeed on YouTube. The main goal of his website is to convert visitors into coaching clients. The reason he wants his website reviewed, according to Jay Bea, it's an amateur effort and I'm interested in making improvements. Now let's take a quick look at his website before we dive into the review. The first thing I notice is that the header section is missing. So if we look at this website design example, you'll see the header section placed at the topmost part of the website. I recommend adding a simple header like this. For the logo, you can simply use your name, JBea, and on the right side will be your navigation links. For landing pages, the navigation links works like this. So when you click on a navigation link, it will scroll down to a specific section. So currently you don't have any navigation links. So people will have to scroll down manually to go through your landing page. This won't be an issue right now, but in the near future, when your landing page gets longer, then people will be needing some way to navigate through your landing page. Then finally, a call out button. So the call out button here is let's chat. But for your landing page, I see that you have apply now. For consistency, I recommend having the same callout button apply now on your header. Also, the header follows you when scrolling down like what you see in here. This way, people can always see the navigation links and the callout button and have an easy way to access and click on them. So having a simple header like that in your landing page will be really great. Okay, so the next thing that I noticed in here is this heading section. So this is the main heading for your landing page. Right now, the main heading looks like a button. You can see it has the same styling as the callout button apply now right here. This can be really confusing to your viewers. What I recommend to do here is to remove the borders of this main heading. Also, since this is the main heading, make it bigger and bolder. So let me try to fix that in here and see if I can do it. So let's remove the border like that. And then let's make it bigger and bolder, probably like this. Okay, and then bolder. Yep, something like that. So you can see now that it stands out better compared to before, right? Okay, the next one will be the image right here. So currently right now, it feels like you're being cut off and floating. What I recommend you to use is an image with a background, or you can also add like a background color within this image. So let me see if I can fix that right here. Let's see. Okay, let's try adding a white background color. Yeah, so something like that. This still feels like being cut off, but this is definitely much more better compared to before. Next is the order of things. So I recommend having the image first, then the main heading, and then the paragraph, which is this one in here, and then your call out button apply now. So let me see if I can do that and show it to you. Okay. So that in there, and then this in here, and then you in here. Oh, in here. Yep. So something like that. You can add like space right here. Let me see what's wrong. So margin top. something like that. Too much? Yeah. So you see the order, your image first, and then your main heading, and then the paragraph in here, and then the apply now callout button. For the paragraph, you can also make this smaller. I think this is way too big. Maybe 24 will do. Yeah, something like that. So it doesn't compete with your main heading, right? We want your viewers to focus on this main heading before going down to your paragraph and callout button. Also, another way you can do this is currently right now it's the layout is in one column, but what you can also do or use is a 2-column layout. So if we look at this example website in here, you can see that she is using a 2-column layout in the hero section. So on the left side, all the text content are placed in here, like the heading, the paragraph, and the callout buttons, right? And then on the right side is her image. So you can do that the same in your landing page. So you can have all of these three on the left side, the heading, paragraph, and callout button, and then your image would be on the right side. The next thing that I want to talk about is the testimonials. So currently you have one in here, and then you also have one in here. So let's talk about this one first. I noticed that this is an image of the testimonial, and currently right now, to me, it looks blurry or pixelated. So when using images, I always recommend to use a high quality version because having low quality images will give a bad impression to the people who are viewing your landing page. And that's something we don't want to happen. Another thing that I would recommend is to group all of your testimonials together, like this one and then this one. So you group them together instead of having them individually separated like that. Especially if you only have 2 testimonials, it will have more impact when we group them together. So if we take a look at this example website, you can see the testimonials are grouped together in just one section. And you can do the same within your landing page, like have them side by side like this. Okay, so let's talk about this section next. I like to call this the problem section because this is where you talk about the problems that your audience might be having. I also recommend to have this in a separate section because currently right now, this feels like just a one big section. You can simply use a different background color to separate them. I also recommend using a red color for the X icons here because you're talking about negative things in here. And the color red, when used correctly, will be able to convey those negative feelings. Currently, right now, it's in color green, which a lot of us would think that this is a positive thing, and we don't want to have that wrong impression. So if we take a look at this example website, we can see a section where they talk about something negative on the left side and something positive on the right side. You can see how they use the red icons for the negative things and the green icons for the positive things. So I recommend that you do the same within your landing page. Okay, next let's talk about this section in here. The first thing that I recommend to do is removing the text shadow in this heading. I don't think that having a text shadow is needed in here. So let me see if I can do that. Yeah, perfect. So this is what it looks like after removing the text shadow. This is before and this is after. I'm not sure if you see that, but I can definitely see a big difference. The next thing that I notice is that this is a text heavy section. So I recommend adding images that are related to the content. You can use a video or image with your analytics showing the growth of your channel. If we take a look at this website example, you can see how he uses an image to showcase the growth and analytics. So you can do the same thing within your landing page. Since YouTube has the analytics feature, so you can either take a screenshot of that or create a video, it's up to you. You can also use a 2-column layout where you alternate the position of the image for each section. So if we take a look at this example, you will see how they use the 2-column layout and alternate the position for each new section. This is a great solution for text-heavy sections like what you have in here. The next thing that I want to talk about is this callout section where you say, I help my clients do the same. So just like before, let's remove the text shadow. So now it looks much more better. I really believe this is a good place where you can turn this section into about you and your credentials as a guide or as a coach. If we take a look at this website example, you can see how he positioned himself as the expert by providing these credentials in here. And I really like that he used his photo on the right side. This way, people would know more about you before they click that apply now button. So you can do the same thing in this section. The next thing that I want to talk about is this section. So I call this the benefits section because you're talking about what are the things that you're going to get if you do get this product or service that you're offering. First thing I recommend to do is remove these lines around this section. I believe they're not necessary to have it within this design. So let me see if I can fix that. Okay. Order. Yep. See how that makes a big difference? Before it's really distracting, but now it's all gone and you can focus on the content. The next thing that I recommend is for this list of benefits right here, I believe we can show them a better way. If we take a look at this example website, you can see that they created one box for each item and placed them beside each other. And for each box, there's an icon, a heading, and a short paragraph. I recommend doing the same thing for your benefits section. This way, people would likely more to read them because they will look more presentable and easy to digest. Okay, next, let's talk about this callout section in here. So first is that this section needs to be separated from the benefits section at the top. So again, you can just use a different background color and also make this stand out. I recommend something that stands out from the black and white background that you have within this landing page. It can be your brand color. So if we take a look at this website example, you will see how this section stands out, right? You can also see how he uses brand color blue, and you can do the same thing within your landing page. Also, please make sure the callout button style is consistent throughout your landing page. So right now, it's not consistent. So if you look at this apply now callout button in here, it has rounded edges. But if we look at this apply now in here, it has sharp edges and the same in here. So decide if you're going for sharp or rounded edges as long as they're consistent within your landing page. And lastly, the footer section is missing. So if we take a look at this example website, we can see that the footer section is at the bottom part of the website. I recommend adding a simple footer section like this, where you have your logo or name on the left side and your social media links on the right side, especially your YouTube link since that's what you're going to teach and people will definitely want to check out your channel. Another thing that I want to recommend you to do before finishing this video off is making the heading styles consistent. So currently right now, they are not consistent, and make them bigger and bolder than what they're currently right now, because it's really hard for them to stand out like this if they look almost the same as the paragraph in here. So let me give you an example. So if I make this maybe a little bit bigger and then bolder, so see how that stands out more versus the paragraph below, right? So that's what I recommend you to do throughout your headings within your landing page. And that's it for today's website review. I've added all the website links in the description below. If you want me to review your website next, watch this video to learn how.